It's just a fanfiction, a story written by me, writer. This has nothing to do with mentioned idol, BTS member, real life event, behavior characteristics. Pics, sounds, videos which are used in this video are not mine. Credit goes to rightful owners. But the editing and the storyline is mine. Do not copy it. This might be a mature content, so read at your own risk. You have been warned beforehand. A man in his early 50s entered a room in his mansion with a woman in her mid-20s. The man's left arm was wrapped around her waist while he was showing the woman named Lee Wyan her new room. The room was luxurious. After all, it was in the mansion of Seoul's richest businessman Jeon Jae-young, also known as the Devil. "So, do you like your room, babe?" he asked while kissing her neck. "This room is beautiful. Obviously, every bitch likes this kind of luxury." Both Wyan and Jae-young looked at the source of the new voice. Jae-young rolled his eyes and told the owner of the voice, who was standing on the doorstep, "Behave, Jungkook." The said man, who's in his late 20s, rolled his eyes. Jae-young looked at Wyan and told her, "That's my son, Jeon Jungkook." Then turning towards Jungkook, he said, "That's my new mistress? It's not like a rocket science to figure out this. After all, the previous one is not here for now." Before Jae-young could reply, his phone rang and he went to the balcony to attend it, leaving Wyan and Jungkook alone. "Look, bitch, you can..." "Wyan." "Huh?" "My name is Wyan, Lee Wyan, not some bitch." Jungkook scoffed at hearing her. "Not bitch, you say? You know, sometimes it's good to be delusional." "Anyways, as I was saying, you can do whatever the hell you want with your room and your so-called lover. Just don't come in front of me or my room. Otherwise, you won't like the consequences." Saying that, he left the room without letting her say anything. Spoiled brat. She rolled her eyes and went in front of the dressing table. Mirrors. How fascinating they are. She stood in front of the dressing table and started to look at her own reflection, her favorite pastime. At the very moment she saw Jae-young stood behind her after ending the phone call. He snaked his arm around her and kissed her neck. "I will have to go for now, but we'll come back till evening. Till then, behave according to the contract. All right, babe?" While smiling, Wyan nodded and Jae-young left the room. One week later, Wyan was going to her room after coming from outside, but she bumped into a soft fur ball which was on the floor. She looked down at the fur ball, now opened its mouth and started to bark at her. Seeing it, a small smile formed on her face. "Hey little one, sorry I didn't see you first." Her words did nothing to stop the dog's barking as the little Pomeranian continued to barking at the stranger. "Little one, don't bark. I'm not going to hurt you." She knelt in front of the dog and tried to pet it, but the dog started to back away. She sat on the floor some time to convey the dog that she's not gonna hurt him. After a while, the dog seemed to calm down, so she tried to pet it. First, the dog flinched at her touch, but slowly it accepted her touch. A big smile formed on her face because she didn't need to give the dog food to make it believe in her. "Aw, thank you for believing in me." She took it on her lap while still petting it. "Oh, you are a boy, huh? Giggling, she said him. As if understanding her words, the dog closed his eyes and leaned more into her touch. Oh, you are such a good boy. Do you want to eat a chocolate? Oh, no, no, no. No chocolate. It might be forbidden for you. A broccoli, perhaps? Do you? The dog happily barked while wiggling his tail. A broccoli then. Let's go to kitchen, little one. After standing up, she started to go towards the kitchen, while summoning the dog behind her. Why are you calling my dog? A rude voice interrupted her. She turned her face towards the source of the voice and found Mr. Kim Jae-young's son. Come here, Tan, he said softly the dog, and he immediately went to Jungkook's side while wiggling his tail. Then Jungkook again faced Wayne with his hard gaze. I was just going to give him broccoli. You know your dog is very sweet. Stay away from my dog. Then he took Tan in his arms and went to his room, not before scolding the dog badly for following a stranger. Arrogant brat, didn't even let me give treat to the doggo. Mumbling this, she went to her room. Almost 3 weeks later. In afternoon, Wayne was looking into her iPad while sitting on the bed. Jaeyoung usually be at his office during daytime, so most of her afternoons were free. She usually did her desired things in the free time if not sleeping, and obviously it included playing with Tan. Though Jungkook most of the time got mad seeing the dog with Wayne, but the dog still comes to her. She took a break from her iPad and glanced at the time. It's past 3 p.m. Little one comes here around 1 p.m. Where is he? Is he sick? I should check on him now. What if he is injured himself? She got up from the bed and headed outside her room. First, she searched the dog in the living room, then kitchen, then garden, after she asked the servants if they had seen the fur baby. But all were clueless about him, also informed he didn't come down since morning. Might be in Jungkook's room. So after debating herself for a bit, she finally decided to go to Jungkook's room. He must be in office this time. As soon as she entered the room, she found the fur baby laying on the floor. She immediately went to him while calling his name, Tan. You got me worried, little one. Why didn't you come today, huh? What are you doing in my room? She looked up and spotted Jungkook getting up from his bed. Previously, she was so focused on finding Tan that she didn't even notice the figure sitting on the bed. She let go of Tan and got up from her kneeling position. You are here? If you forget, last time I checked this was my room and you are not allowed here. Tan didn't come today, plus I didn't find him in the mansion, so I got worried. When I work from home, he tends to stay beside me. If you remember clearly, I am the one who adopted him. That's why. Wayne rolled her eyes, hearing him emphasize the word why. In that time, Tan got up from the floor and tried to go to the bed, but he failed. His legs gave up. He again tried, but again failed. Look, mister. Wayne noticed it, and her reply to Jungkook's words got stuck in her throat. What? He's having a stroke. What? Who are you talking about? Tan, he's having a stroke, you dumb fellow. His eyes widened and he immediately looked at Tan on the floor. He's just laying on the floor, girl. Plus, I am not. Trust me, he is. Plus, look at his body posture, his eyes, and I just saw his legs give up. Taehyung keenly observed Tan and felt something was wrong. He panicked, not knowing how suddenly it happened and what to do for now. Is he going to? His eyes got moist, thinking about possibilities. Just hug him for now. Convey to him that you care for him. Right now he needs you the most. Then let's go to hospital quickly. He nodded and picked up Tan in his arms. He hugged his fur baby tightly while Vian kept patting his head gently. Time skip at hospital. Mind was hazy that time, so Vian took Tan to her hospital. Dr. Rain on the second floor. After reaching the reception, Vian asked the receptionist while Jungkook was still holding Tan in his arms. The receptionist nodded. Vian turned towards Jungkook and said, "Let's go then." She quickly went to the second floor. Jungkook also followed her. They didn't need to go in doctor's room as they met the doctor in the corridor itself. Thank God. Dr. Rain, you are here. What happened, doctor? Is everything okay? Dr. Rain, my friend's male dog is having a stroke. Jungkook came forward and let Dr. Rain see Tan. My, let's quickly admit this boy in ICU. Telling this, she took Tan in her arms while shouting for others, doctor. He's gonna be okay, right? Hopefully, doctor. Patting her shoulder, she went in ICU, not before giving a pitiful glance at Jungkook, who still seemed to be frozen. Seeing his condition, Vian made him sit on the chair. Wait here, let me get some water. He was good till yesterday. Then suddenly what happened? His words were like a whisper. Seeing him, Vian understood what he was feeling. She sat beside him and took his hands in her, then squeezed them. It's not your fault, Jungkook. Even after keenly looking after their diet, it still happens. Is that so? He looked just like a child while asking her this question. Yes, don't worry, he's gonna be okay. Smiling, she then went to grab some water for him. Time skip. The veterinary doctor came out of the OT room. Jungkook and Vian immediately got up from their chairs, seeing her. How's him? He's out of danger. You guys came here at the right time. We are shifting him to the ICU room. You can visit him in some time. And yeah, you need to change his diet and some other things too. He let out a sigh of relief and ran his palm through his face. He also thanked Almighty in his mind. A smile also broke on Vian's face. Also, he needs to stay here for 2 days for observation. You can further contact me or continue with your old veterinarian. Thank you so much. It's okay, doctor. See you later then. She smiled and left from there. Time skip. After visiting Tan, Vian and Jungkook were heading towards their mansion. Thank you, Vian. If you were not there, then... It's okay, I can understand. As Tan was out of danger now, Jungkook's mind wasn't hazy as it was previously, so there were few questions in his mind. So, you were a veterinarian? Oh, no, I do have a dog and Dr. Rain is his doctor. That's why I know her. He is 4 years old now. You know my dog, he had stroke 2 times. First one I didn't realize even though he ate red meat since he is 8 months old. Still, the cause of the stroke was eating red meat a bit more. Even Dr. Rain was surprised figuring out this. But Dr. Rain called you a doctor? Cause I am a UG doctor. His eyes widened hearing her. What? Undergraduate doctor? Then what are you doing with my father? You have a UG medicine degree, for God's sake. Wait, don't tell me you have daddy issues. You know, right? He's not gonna love to hold your horses, mister. Stop your imagination. Neither I expect or want to have a real relationship with your father, nor do I have daddy issues. I do belong to a lower middle class family, but I have received enough love from my father and mother. I am with your father because it benefits us both, mine financially and physical need. But you are a UG doctor. How come you have financial problems? Seeing his question-filled face, she sighed heavily. Oh, you are one of those, right, who thinks doctor's salary equals to money machine? It's true most doctors earn very good amount of money, but now not after completing their undergraduate. Nowadays, a medicine undergraduate is not a big deal. Hospitals tend to give UG doctors job to veterans or other types doctors as it's cheaper for them. Even if we UG doctors got job, then the salary is not as high as it used to be 5 to 10 years ago. Obviously, I am talking about an average UG doctor working in an average hospital, not a tier 1 hospitals. So what options we have left? To get an MD or MS degree. But again, after working more than 12 hours, it's really hard to prepare for PG exams, at least for me. And leaving job wasn't an option cause already I have huge debt for medical school, and for how long I'm gonna pressure my father with my expenses. He also have debt for my education too. So to balance work and study properly, I had to isolate me from my family, and in that meantime my dog, he again had stroke cause he got too bothered due to my absence. You know, right, how Labrador retrievers are? Poor fellow. Poor guy seems to love you very much. Yeah, even after being with my parents, he was still missing me badly. I then thought to just continue my job and give PG exam next year so I could spend time with my family. My parents were also feeling terrible for not spending time with their only daughter. Everything was very good till my dog got diagnosed with cancer. The treatment was very expensive because I already had too much debt to pay off. I was devastated that time. Mom, Dad were crying too. I was blank. Then one day at hospital, I was working. Your father came as a guest. Then he took interest in you and offered you for contract. Yeah, first I thought of declining, but calculating the benefits, I agreed to him. I was just relieved that he is a divorcee. He must be a devil, but he solved my financial problem like a genie. Your parents, you told them about this? No, they believe I got job in a new hospital and staying in the hospital hostel is mandatory. There was a brief moment of silence. So how's your dog now? He's receiving chemotherapy for now. Let's hope for the best. He will recover soon, Vayu. He has to. He's my only friend. Jungkook gave her a reassuring smile while Vayu weakly smiled at him. Then both went to the mansion to come back here later with different opinions about each other.